No. Nah.
Cause I gotta. We can do the camera.
Nah, I'm just messing with you.
They're gonna be in the waiting room. They're not gonna come straight in. Actually, I'm gonna pause it. Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, can you go on my phone and make sure like I'm actually broadcasting and not being awkward? Okay, well, if you guys can see this, I'm gonna look towards the camera. I'm not looking. Okay. We are live. All right. Well, I'm being awkward for the first few minutes. Okay, everybody. Hey, y'all. It's been a minute since we've been on camera. This is Audrey. Everyone. Small moguls. You're fired. All right. So we. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all. I'm awkward. All right. So. Hey y'all, this is Adriana of Mom Moguls. It's been a minute since we've been live doing Mom Moguls Talk. So today I am joined for like the first time ever, and I plan to do this again next year as well for the Father's Day panel. So normally we get to hear from moms, like all of you lovelies, what y'all do. This time we're about to hear from the gentleman, the other, see, I had stuff written down, y'all, and I still didn't take my notes. But anyway, we get to hear the other side of what's going on, fatherhood side. So I'm super excited about getting this panel started, and I'm gonna stop talking because I've been talking all day, y'all, and I'm gonna give them the floor because this is all about you guys, the fathers. So without further ado, I will introduce, I guess, my husband first because he's sitting right by me, and then we'll just kind of do this popcorn style, get this going. So, yay. All right, Joe, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Joseph Richardson. Thank you.
Okay. Who would like to go?
Man of many words, man, many words.
I know, like, God, I told him to say something else. Okay, but I'm gonna be quiet. I'll let y'all go.
I got you. You want me to do it? I got you. All right, hey everybody. I'm Joseph Richardson. My wife didn't send me the bio that I was supposed to do, no other introductions. So I work on a naval base in Goose Creek, South Carolina as an IT operations lead. I chose that profession because it's just something I'm naturally good at. I'm very handsy involved when it comes to assembling, disassembling computers, software, and such. So anything I'm better at, being a husband. That's my bio. That was it.
That was good.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna let them go now. Oh God. Greg Smith. You can go next.
Yep. All right. Cool. Greg Smith, also here from Charleston, South Carolina. Originally, I'm from the Charlotte, North Carolina region. Kind of been all over the place. And first of all, Joseph, I want to say thank you for your service. You're in the Navy, correct?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No,
government contractor. Okay. Gotcha. I grew up around the military. It's a huge part of my background. I like to support and help military as much as possible. Basically, me and my wife, we are actually in the financial lane, financial industry. We own our own brokerage. We fall under Pinnacle Elite, and you can see all my information above me as well. But I'm a dad. Grateful, so thankful for my beautiful daughter. She's 16 months this month. Changed my life in so many ways, changed the direction of where I'm going with my life. And I'm sure, because I think I know the questions coming up. I know I'll not spoil too much, but I love being a father. It brings a meaning to my dad jokes now. I used to do them before I was a father, but now I got that staple on me that I can actually tell dad jokes. But yeah, so what we do is we love educating people on finances, and I can get to that into further, but that's just my basic bio, and we'll pass it on to the next guy, and then we'll go into those questions.
All right, Greg, you're up.
All right, so yeah, I'm also Greg. Grego for the people that are close to me. And interestingly enough, I'm also in the financial realm. I'm actually going to school for to become a certified financial planner. Well, more so just for the actual accreditation. So when I talk to the people that I want to talk to, I can have that on the background. But I am also starting a business that's geared more so towards kids in financial literacy, because most of financial literacy is geared towards adults. And so just targeting that demographic, and just because once I started understanding financial literacy, I was like, why didn't I learn this when I was 3? I'm at 4, 5, 6, and then it would be a lot easier for me to kind of navigate life, not having to learn about credit when when I actually have to just use it. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. And yeah, that's what I'm building out now, going to school. And yeah, my daughter, I have a daughter, she's 2. So I'm not just on here about financial literacy. I do have a daughter, she's 2. And yeah, she's just the joy. Like when you come from outside or doing something or working, you come inside and then you just get that smile, that run to you, that daddy. It's just another type of feeling that's like nothing. You can't really explain it, but it's just like, this is what I was missing.
Yeah. Oh, so sweet. Okay. I guess my next question will be, so how did you all land into your career path? Career path.
I'll go ahead and go. So I come from a background in car sales. I was in the business for over 5 years. Sales, finance, there's different things here and there. Graduated with a business degree and this close to having a financial minor, just to take. Always had the interest in the financial lane, but it wasn't until we moved down here and my wife, she got pregnant, and I really wanted to look more into that financial lane. I wanted to find that company that wasn't your traditional advisor, the guys that want you to come in with tons of money and wouldn't talk to you unless you did, because I really like helping people. And just like the other Greg said, it's things that growing up through high school, through college, some of the things of financial literacy I wasn't taught. Even having those degrees, I didn't learn that kind of stuff, and I wanted to pass that on to other people. But thank God I learned the Pythagorean theorem, right? I've used that every day in my life. But no, yeah. So it's just things that we like to do, and just like Greg said, the people coming up, the generation coming up, the kids, they definitely need to have that education as well. And our target is middle income, because they're the ones that are out there hard working. They're the ones that are working paycheck to paycheck, or maybe have a little bit extra after each paycheck, but they don't know exactly where to put it, where to get the best growth, where to get the safest growth. Because let's be honest, most middle Americans, they can't afford the high risk strategies, because if something happens, you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket there, and they would lose a lot. So we do teach a lot of strategies that help you get the growth of the market, but in a down market, you don't lose anything. So we really do that. We also have the ability to really go through their full portfolio, help them manage their expenses, manage their debts, set up budgets, and then also set up all those protection and also generational wealth building as well. So we do it all. And the best part is everything that I do, which is why I love the company that I work for, is completely free. That was another reason why I came into it. I'm a true broker. I can broker for over 150 plus different companies, many of which you've probably heard of: Nationwide, Transamerica, Vanguard, Voya, Prudential, Pacific Life, New York Life, and just so many more. So we're able to really tailor a portfolio to the true needs of the client instead of try to make one shoe fit. So that's really why I wanted to get into this lane. I've always had a drawing towards it, but when I found a company that does what I wanted to do, but also truly help people, it was the perfect fit for me. So that's what got me into the industry.
Awesome. All right, other Greg. I was gonna say Gregory Smith.
Yeah, and for me, it's like kind of that end part of what Greg was saying, like the helping people. Like I said, when I grew up in the inner city area, and so a lot of that, I saw my mom hustling. So I saw her hustling, I saw her doing a lot of stuff, and I saw her actually making a lot of money. But I also saw her spending a lot of that money. So the middle was never there. And then once I went to college, and I got a psychology degree in college, but then I had a business teacher who was telling me how like his kids budget their money at like 6 and 10 and 16. And I was like, I'm 26. This is no good. So it was like that kind of put me on this thing of like, wait, I can't have a 16-year-old budgeting money better than me. And then I went on the journey, and he kind of broke some stuff down for me. And then as I went on that journey, I started reading books like Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Richest Man in Babylon, and then that kind of made it. Those books were interesting because they spoke about money in a different way, and I think especially the
Oh, I think we lost your sound.
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
He's muted.
Is it?
Am I
Oh,
back?
yeah.
Am I
Okay.
back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, what was the last? Do you remember?
You were talking about the book, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and then the other one got cut off.
And Richest Man in Babylon, and then Richest Man in Babylon, I think I take more of that approach to like find, because it speaks about financial literacy in the terms of like you looking at a movie or a TV show. So when I approach financial literacy, I or literacy in general, I approach it from the sense of how do we best learn. I learn best by engaging with what I'm learning. So I try to teach it in a way that one, the kid can be engaged into it, even the adult. Two, things that we like to do. So like I have music and financial terms, and also just like creative writing. We like, a lot of times we like to write, we like to engage in stuff like that. When we're a part of the creating process, it's a lot easier to learn. And so the demographic for me is the same people that I was. So like the people that are marginalized, the people that are lower income, just because the goal is not necessarily only to reach the parent, but to reach the kid. And so as the kid is learning, the parents are learning, and then you kind of change, you can shift a whole generation. And so that was kind of the reason I got into it, to kind of grab the people who are like me and say, hey, you already have this understanding. You just have to kind of shape it in a way that allows you to use the money that you're making to get you to where you want to go.
That's awesome. Would you like to say anything to it? How you got into your career path, or why you choose it?
Oh, why, yes. So I got into IT because I was a computer guy at my house, and somehow that just followed me. I joined the military. I was a 25 uniform, which involved things such as computers and military software for Blue Force trackers and tracking tanks, enemies, friendlies, and therefore, and I realized that I was very good at it. I'm not sure if it's, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I see an issue with something electronically, and I just want to break it down. And
So
my OCD kicks in, and it has to work the right way, and it just never stopped. And that's pretty much how it came to be. Something is broken, I don't like it, and I want to fix
so geek. Let's see.
it.
Anyway, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to the next question. So this is kind of like the two-parter one, because I had a lot of people want to learn about this one or know about this one, your thought. So as we all know, like moms have mom bosses, mompreneur, mommy boss, whatever, all that stuff. So kind of two parts. One, do you think dads should have like those terms? I've kind of seen them. Hold on. I don't see that often. Hold on, let me get the question out. Do you think dad should have terms like that? And also, kind of like two parts, is where the part two comes in. If they do have it, do you think that they should be labeled like on not job applications, I guess, but should it be part of your image to have that title in there, if that makes sense?
I'll take the lead on this one. So, as you all know, my wife owns Mom Moguls. And I was telling her I'm gonna open something for dads one day called Dad Doodles. Because I mean, it sounds so great. It's so original. It didn't come from anywhere. So yes, I would definitely label that. I would hashtag that on Instagram, tweet it, wear a shirt, because nobody wears shirts that say anything. But yeah, that's me.
Okay.
I, I would say, I mean, I don't mind the labels. I get Coming from my background, I grew up in the South in, more traditional classical family. The men have their jobs and around the house and things they do, and the women do as well. And I know that dynamic is changing, and I understand it and I see it. But as far as dad boss, things like that, that's it's kind of been what we've been, we've always had to do. That's our job, is to provide for our families. And like I said, I understand that dynamic is changing. So it's just like it's something that's like, that's kind of cool. I get it. It's cool. But it's not something that I'm out there like labeling, like, and I'm putting that out front. I do, hashtag work from home dad, things like that, in some of my social media posts. But it's like something that whether I have that label or not, I have to do it. I have to get up and work. I have to provide for my family, bring an income, put a roof over my house, and protect my wife and my daughter. So I'm not against it. You bring out some cool hashtags, you bring out some cool labels, I'm all about it. Let's go, let's do it. But like I said, I think it definitely is more empowering to women, because the dynamic of the woman in the house hasn't been, for the longest time, the boss, the main breadwinner, and that's changing a lot. So I definitely support those roles and those hashtags, those tags, whatever you want to call them, for the moms, the boss moms, things like that. I get it, I love it, and I support that. But for dads, it's cool.
Yeah. Would you like to add anything, Greg?
Yeah, I think I fall in that same kind of thing. Like, I think the tag that I do like is girl dad. So I'll take that. But when it comes to like working in business, I think it's that dynamic. Like usually, like Greg was saying, that usually moms are seen as they're in the house, they're taking care of kids. So when you see girl dad, okay, I'm here, like I'm taking care of mine. And it's kind of the same with moms. The guys are usually the ones out working. So when you see a mom that's taking care of her house, it doesn't mean it's like I can be a mom and take care of my house and work as well. So I think some things should be for women, and that's cool. Like, women can have that, and it's cool, and respect them and what they're trying to say. And then also just asking, hey, what does this mean? Like, trying to get to the understanding of it. But I think, like, for me, those tags are cool. If somebody can come up with some, because I'm not really the tag guy, but if somebody could come up with something cool for dads, it's not like I won't, like your husband was saying, it's not like I won't wear the shirt. I will still wear the shirt, but I'm not gonna be the one like just coming up with it. But like girl dad, I will rock that. Like, I rock that on my hashtags all the time.
Oh my God. He is pushing his business idea, like just mixing up my stuff. But anyway, so this is gonna be my last question. So what would you say, if any, is the toughest part about being a dad in today's climate? Like, I forgot what I like told y'all, but like, do you feel like there is like a disconnect when it comes to like fatherhood and self-identity or anything around that nature? I'm trying to like figure out what kind of way I want to bring it out without it sounding like weird. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, do you feel as though like...
Yeah, I think I got you. I think that's a good question. I think I think initially, as dads, as men, you're considered protector, provider, you're considered like go out and get it. So ultimately, the dynamic of, being a girl dad is a little different. So a lot of times when you're trying to find that balance, if that balance is at the sake of work, it can be like, hey, you're supposed to be out making this money. Or even like in transitional times, like, because now I'm going to school and I'm building a business. So ultimately, because I understand finances, we're able to save, but ultimately that puts us in a position where how we make money looks different. And so in that time, it's like, and a lot of people have said it, and I have to like sit down and be like, bro, I know what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, it's like, hey, you're the man. You need to be out there providing. If anything happens to your family, it's on you. When, yes, that's true. but like I have a solid wife who I talk to and who knows what we're doing in the direction that we're going, and that has me as well as I have her in the way that we do it that allows us to make these decisions. And so I think when you have that one track mind of like this is all a man is, it doesn't allow you to kind of grow into certain things, or even transition or change. So I do think that's the hard part. But when you have somebody that's there, that's understanding, that you talk through those things, that makes it a lot easier, because the outside noise doesn't necessarily really matter as much as like, hey, this is my wife right here, and she's okay with it. So this is what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I would definitely say that as well. And just to piggyback on that, like if you don't use your daughter, your wife as your why in business, like, yeah, I mean, if I'm doing business, people are talking to me, I'm meeting with clients and I use my story, I use my background, I use my wife, I use my daughter because me and my wife are in business together. She handles a lot of my back office support system. So she's calling for all the compliance and, pushing plans through and, follow up with people. And I'm out talking to people because I can talk to a wall. But meeting and talking to people, my daughter is my why. Like my daughter's my why. My wife is my why I do it. They're the reason I'm in this business. So yeah, if anybody asks me about it, I'm constantly, if you follow any of my social media, like I'll have business stuff, and I have my family, I have my daughter, I have my wife on there because there's no reason to be in business if you don't have a why. You're just in it for the money or the material gains or this, that, or the other. And I'm not about that. Like I mentioned before, I'm here to help people, but I'm here to provide for my wife and my daughter and provide a life that I want for them, and a better life than they could want for themselves. So yeah, having my daughter and being a dad in business, it fuels me because I have a reason to do what I do now. So
I love y'all answers. Would you like to add anything from your standpoint, being the career focus?
This question all the time.
Just pretty much like,
Toughest part about being a dad in today's climate.
because like they always still see like y'all as being like hard and
I don't know.
not want.
It's like with having a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old. I have both boys. I'm pretty sure everybody knows that at this point. Like with Terrell, our oldest, he's in that age where he's asking a lot of questions, and his friends are actually interacting with him more, and he sees things, but he doesn't understand what things are. He doesn't question it. He has his own way of having his natural flow of developing, and I just try to support it and make sure that he, in simple terms, he doesn't have any ignorant decisions. He sits down, I try to explain to him what anything is, and with the youngest, there's nothing I can do about it. He is a menace.
You never call him that. He is, but it's all right.
With the climate, I mean, my child is going to have to understand that, sometimes mommy and mommy are married, sometimes daddy and daddy is married, sometimes mommy and daddy. Sometimes, like just like with one of his friends, it's not mommy or daddy that you're with, you're with grandma. And it's things that he's going to have to learn eventually. And I just want him to learn at his pace. She'll tell you right now, I'm very closed out with my way of thinking. So if you're not inside my inner circle, your opinion will not matter to me. And I will clearly state that to you. So, because I believe that me and her will develop our child and help him grow the way that I feel that she feels is most appropriate for them. And I'm pretty sure y'all feel the same way with y'all kids.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave this last thing up to y'all because he is pretty much on my not social media. You have your own social media, but
right.
Anyway, this is about y'all. So could y'all tell us where to find you online, what you have coming up, and anything else we should know about to kind of follow along with you guys on social media and beyond, probably?
yeah, so well, obviously, if you're watching this live, you can see I have my social media above me there. For my LinkedIn and my Instagram, it's Your Financial Pro, and Facebook, they took that away from me. Someone already had it. So your bearded finance pro is what I got on my social media. We do have weekly free live events, literacy events. That's just for having people come in, and we go over financial education. If they wanted to learn more in depth, then we do set up, one-on-one events. But we have those every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. If anybody is interested, I could send you those links, and that way you could join and listen in and find some stuff there. But if you do follow my social media, we do try to do a special event once a month or so and tailor it to different things. Like Father's Day, we had a Mother's Day event, and just a couple different things throughout. So yeah, if you follow me on social media, you'll be able to keep in contact with me and see any kind of events that I have coming up.
Yeah, and for me, it's so I have two. One is like my personal page, which is called Verb Nation with the underscore. And then the other one is where like all the financial literacy stuff is like the Diligent Ant. That one also has an underscore. I don't know why I like underscores, but it's just a thing. And yeah, so for the Diligent Ant, I have a kid's book. It's called The Diligent Ant, and it teaches fundamentals of financial literacy. So just working hard and saving what you work hard for, and then also finding time to enjoy what you've worked hard for. So it's kind of just a play on that. The goal is to go ahead and move into teaching investing kind of through gardening, and just like the basis is you reap what you sow. And then we also have a cool song coming out. So it's a hip hop song called Save It Up, and it's talking about saving your money. And kind of the same concept of the book. So we have that coming out, and then there are going to be more content being provided on the page. That's just like me interacting with my daughter as far as showing her, because we built out this thing called the Ant Bank, and just showing her interacting with that and learning how to save, understanding like what a coin is, and then naming the coins. So just doing interactive things to show like you can teach your kid at any age, and just showing some of the things that you can teach your kids at the different age ranges. So I'll be with her doing that stuff, and then also just talking through like for the older kids what you can do with them, and then also some stuff that for adults as well.
That's awesome. So just in case y'all are watching this live or catching the replay, I will have all their information inside the content area, or the, what do y'all call it, the heading, whatever. I'm on too many different platforms, get stuff mixed up. It will be in the caption. There we go. It will be in the caption probably tomorrow or whenever you see it. It'll be available, everybody. So yeah, that's all I pretty much had for you guys tonight. I am just gonna go ahead and what else? I lost my train of thought. What was I about to say?
You're supposed to be able to read her mind. Did you not know that?
You were going to tell them how you weren't going to make me no veggie dishes for the rest of this week.
All right, so y'all have a great night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for the first ever Father's Day panel. We will definitely be doing this again next year, and probably bigger and better, because I have more ideas up my sleeve, as y'all know. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am going to wrap this up, and y'all have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your space. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, thank you.
It was a pleasure having y'all on here. And I learned a lot. I'm gonna be stalking y'all social media. Not okay. Maybe I should say stalking. That's terrible. I will be watching out for y'all on social media.
We got you. We heard you loud and clear.
Oh my God, stop. All right, let me go ahead and end this live. See y'all later.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
You too.
Y'all on here. I learned a lot. That was awkward. I was gonna thank them after, but I was fucking struggling.